Today's review is going to be twice as nice as we take a look at the Cobra Ninja's Slice and Dice. Welcome to GI Reviews. I am The Ruckus, and we are in for a good one today. We've got a 2-pack. We've got the Cobra Ninja's Slice and Dice under the banner Ninja Force. Duh. Of course, this is all part of Cobra. So, yep, these are quote-unquote bad guys. Colorful, though. They look pretty good. Looking at what we got going on in that packaging, it's looking very, very nice. It's number 160. Now, you may be wondering how I got this so soon, and I'm really slow with it. We're here in September as of this recording. I got this back in July at Comic-Con, and I'm now getting around to reviewing it. I figure I may as well get this one out the way and be one of the few first ones for a change. So that's the story with how I acquired Slice and Dice. Like I said, Ninja Force. You see that banner there off to our lower left. You could see what's going on in that packaging, and what's going on in that packaging is a hefty amount of accessories. We will get to it and see exactly how much. Taking a look at the packaging, one side, tilting it, you could see Slice and Dice and these crazy masks that they have. You got the 160 number there. You've got abilities for both of them. And then on the rear, we have some nice toy photography. And you see what's going on with those thumbnails. We've got, if we look at the upper thumbnail, those are a couple of the accessories that came with this set too. And it's a hat and basically a like a cloth wrapping for the neck. Then we've got a belt that has throwing knives, and I believe the last that last thumbnail at the bottom is a close-up of one of the weapons, and they have holes in it. So that's what's going on there. Turn this back to the front, so that way we can get this party started. As I stated before, I'll try to give a little bit of background on the characters in the G.I. Joe universe. In this case, nothing. I found things that I could read, but it's just way too long, so I'm just going to give you the condensed Ruck version. Slice and Dice one day were contacted by someone called the Red Ninja Master, and they ended up linking up with the Red Ninja Master as well as a bunch of Red Ninja. And long story short, after encounters with G.I. Joe, this, that, and the third, they ended up being mind controlled via some type of gas by the Red Ninja Master, who turned out to be Firefly. At some point, they eventually broke free from Firefly's control, and they linked up with Cobra anyway. And then you want to know anything else, you got to look that up. But looking at our two figures here, as I stated before, they do look colorful indeed. And it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of fun factor with these two, especially with the accessories. And speaking of that, let's check those out. We're going to go in order of Slice and Dice, so we're going to check out Slice first. These first two accessories were in their own clamshell behind the figures. These are for Slice. Comes with a hat, and this hat looks very nice. You see, we've got it's molded in the brown. We've got the nice pattern there, and we have spikes, the pointy things sticking out in there, painted silver. Flipping it over, you could see how it connects up Slice would be wearing it. And also back there, he came with this removable cape. You see, you just slide that on. I wonder if it can slide on without pulling the head off. And yes, it can. Yes, it can. And you see I'll pull it back off for the sake of doing this review here. But this is what the cape looks like, molded in the same brown as that hat. We've got some silver right there on what I'm assuming is the clasp for this cape. And you see it's just, shredded up, looking like it was actually more of it before. And it ended up, it worked its way down to this. So, you do have that. We also have two sets of hands that come with them. We've got these choppers, as you have seen those before, and we also have a pair of fists, so that's pretty cool. Speaking of pairs, we've got a few pair of weapons. We've got a pair of these knives. They're pretty nice looking, but I wish they weren't just, molded in this plastic looking black, but it is what it is. So we do have those. We have a pair of these hook swords. So we do have those. We have a pair, this is our final pair, by the way, of these unusual weapons. Sticky, pointy things. These are called katar. And they just go around the fists. And yep, you can start doing your jab action with those. We get a sai. Make sure I get that in there. Yeah, it's pretty small, but it's also like everything else painted in that plastic looking, that gray looking plastic. And, but we do have black paint on the hilt. So we do have those. So that's pretty cool. We also have, that's the end of the pairs of weapons. We also have this sash with these throwing knives, and they're called kunai. So that's pretty cool. I tell you, Slice comes loaded, and we're not even done, because to end it, we get another head sculpt of a mask, and this mask looks like something. I'm going to love posing him with this. I can tell you right now that Slice did come with the lion's share of accessories, but Dice, he came up with a fair amount too. Is no slouch either. So starting off, pair of fists, we got those. We also have a set of trigger hands. Trigger, I don't know why. No weapons, no projectile firing weapons, but hey, this is what we got, and he'll use those to hold on to his other accessories, namely a pair of these type of axes is what they look like. They're very unique looking. They got some silver paint going on them, I'll tell you that much. Of course, black and then the red that you have there, so that's pretty nice. The other weapon that he comes with is his bow staff. This is what he's really known for. See if I can get the whole thing, as much of it in the shot, but you see the blade section, nice and silver, and we've got a design on there. We've got some red paint there where the blade meets the staff itself, and then of course you got the red paint. On this end, it's got like this type of grip action, and it's black, but we've got some nice texturing going on, design on the bow staff itself. We also get with Dice, he gets a head sculpt of his actual face, and that's looking pretty nice. He's got a slash going from left to right and looks pretty cool. But here's the Feast de Resistance for him. He's got this mask, and this mask is bananas right here. Take a look at that. And yeah, I can't wait to put that on him too. That'll be cool. Now that we've gone through the accessories, let's check out the figures themselves. Very colorful. I'm loving their costumes for sure, for real. We'll start, of course, as always, with the man whose name is headlining. Coming first on the banner, we're talking about Slice there, and the red, black, and silver is just working. I didn't mention when I was going through the accessories that I'll turn him to the rear. He's got a this plugs in this sheaths for his swords. It came in packaging already, affixed to his back, but it can pull out, so it's technically another accessory. So the accessory hits keep on coming for this guy. He came loaded out, and his design is nothing to sneeze at either. Looking at the head sculpt, a silver mask that totally covers his face, is also. Let's see if I get in a little bit closer here, so you can see. You should be able to see there's texture on that mask. It's cool, and it almost looks like it wants to come off. I don't think it can. I think it's part of the. Yeah, it is. See, you see that little divot right there? It leads you to believe that it comes off and would show his face. But I don't think so. I think that's part of it, and I'm not going to take the chance. I think that's just the way how it goes down. So you see the rest of it. We've got some tassels back there, the back of the head. As far as the costume is concerned, we've got the gi. I think that's what they're called. Red, molded in red, but we've got the black paint for the collar, and he's wearing a black shirt underneath. And the armbands, they're not really shoulder blades. They're more, they're almost like tricep guards. When you look at them, they're connected to the arms, but they're black with the silver, nicely painted, both sides, pretty cool. And then, of course, you got the gloves, which are, the hands, of course, are black. But what's going on here at the forearms is black as well. It's supposed to be an extension of the gloves, and you have the silver paint. That's looking cool. On this side, you have the same thing. But if you look here, we've got a sheath for that knife. That I believe that's for the sai. In fact, while I'm looking at it, I'm going to test that theory out and stick that in there. So, yep, that's exactly what that's for. It's for the sai. So I'm loving that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, if we go down to the, I was looking for my tool. I was about to pick up Dice's bow staff. But you can understand why. My tool is black and red and silver too. Looking at the around the waist, we've got this belt. It's kind of a wrap. It's not really a belt, but it's almost like a loincloth when you see where it and it's supposed to. Oh, there goes Dice. It's supposed to tie in the back there. Pretty cool. And there's detail back there as well, so you can see that. Getting back to the front. We've got, this is sculpted in these ropes, and they're sculpted in as tied and nice and red, and they do have the the design of a rope. And then, of course, the buckle on this piece here, painted silver. You gotta love that. You get to the legs, we're molded in red but painted black on the hip area, and of course the outer thigh. Coming down, we've got the boots here. that come up to past the shin, and those look pretty cool too. We've got some more of that, the ropes tied up, and there's the silver. You got that on both sides. Pretty nice there. Just lost it a little bit. Let's see if I gain it back. There we go. You can see the loops where it's tied down there on that right leg. So pretty cool. As far as his articulation, you can of course swivel that head. We've got a dumbbell where the head and the neck connect, and we've got another dumbbell joint for the neck to the body. So you're going to get all kinds of action there, which is cool. Now here at the shoulders, these arm bands, I'll just call them that for now, they impede getting a full T-pose. This is all you're going to get as far as the T. You can rotate 360, and he does come with butterfly joints. But once again, those pads are going to impede rearing back, so you're only going to get that unless you attempt to force the issue. Going forward, you don't get much. They didn't give us much to work with in terms of the butterfly joints going forward, so there's no body crossing. This is all you're going to get with that action going on. Of course, you're going to get your bicep swivel and your double jointed elbow and the swiveling wrists. And this left wrist hinges vertically. The right wrist also hinges vertically. And if I'm not mistaken, the other four hands, they hinge horizontally because they're fists and choppies. So that's what you get. As far as torso is concerned, we get an ab crunch. So he can go forward that far. He can go back this much. And then we also have a dumbbell waist joint, so you're going to get a lot of action for all of that going on, and it actually helps getting them a little bit further down and going back. But you're going to go side to side, and you can go left and right. As far as the hips are concerned, one of them is, I guess they're kind of off match, but they drop down, as you can see. Right, they do drop down, and you can kick way further than 90 and go back a lot. You've got the thigh cut, double jointed knees. You also have the swivel at the where the boot meets the leg. Cool. You can point your toe that far forward, that far up. You've got ankle pivot and holes at the bottom of the feet, and I think because this thing got stuck, I did not perform the splits, but there you go for the splits right there. So he definitely has decent articulation. I wish we could work with the butterfly joints a little bit better, but we can't. So I will put our boy Slice back where he belongs, lift up Dice, because he keeled over because I shook the platform, and look at his, we take a look at his outfit, which is equally as colorful and as detailed as Slice's, and his face mask is even more detailed when you look at that. Pretty nice. He's got, it almost looks like cat eyes in there, but I think those are his actual pupils. It's real difficult to tell. Yeah, it's his actual pupils for sure in there, but that looks pretty cool with this, his purple, black, silver, red, and with the teeth there. It's the only white that he's got going on here, but this is all looking nice, molded in that purple. So that's pretty cool. When you look at that mask, almost reminds me of Hawkeye from up there from Marvel, from the Avengers. When you look at top there, but then when you look at the bottom, you know this ain't Hawkeye at all. We've got nice separation between his skin color and the purple mask. And then when you turn to the back, you see that we've got purple coming down and around, showing that this mask here actually is supposed to fit on top, and this black hood here is separate, supposed to be separate. That's supposed to be what it is supposed to be portraying. Of course, he's got the tassels as well. We're molded in purple. He's also sporting the black shirt underneath. You've got the harness that crosses both sides of his chest. And these bulbulous things, the only thing I could think of, they're probably smoke bombs. You know, to play the Ninja Disappear game. We've got some red there as a tie-up, and then we've got this silver here. I'm assuming that these are throwing weapons of some kind, and pretty cool. The way it goes in the back, they crisscross in the rear as well. Looking at his, you got the black shoulder blades, or shoulder pads, I should say. And then you've got going down the arm, which is, skin colored. When you get down to the rear, the back side of the forearms, you've got this action going on, and that looks pretty nice there. See the detail. It looks like scales. And once again, the red rope ties looking very nice. I love the separation. And then for his hands, he's got these protectors, and you can also see the scale action going on there. The same thing is on the other side. Looking at his wrap around his waist there, it's of course molded in black, but he has the buckle nice and silver, and then on either side we've got these attachments that they're supposed to be silver as well. And you've got the red, these things that hang, look like decorative, come out silver, and then of course they go red, and they attach here in the rear, ending in silver, both sides. Very nice. And his skirt piece, if you will, looks like it's been tattered up, as you can see there. Pretty nice effect. He's got a couple of those tatters in the rear as well. Purple legs. Then you've got the boots. And the boots also, losing it again. Let's see what we got. There we go. We've got the scalation going on again. Of course, the red wraps. The paintwork is good. It's not sloppy at all. And then we've got the toes, which are doing the leprechaun thing, pointing up. So cool. And it just carries on in the back there with the ropes. So that's pretty cool as far as his articulation is concerned. Once again, head is on dumbbell joint in the neck as well. And you'll get plenty of motion going that way. And of course, you could 360 it if you want to. Dice can get you a full T-pose. That's cool. And but then here's where you get some push back there, because our shoulder pads are connected literally to the shoulders, so they're not going to go with the arms. So you can get the 360, but it's going to push the arm out, unfortunately. In terms of the butterflies, he doesn't come with butterfly joints because of those shoulder pads. So you're going to get your bicep, your double jointed elbows. You've got your swiveling wrists, and these choppy chop hands are both horizontal. And in fact, all of his hands, all of his wrists are horizontal with this guy. As far as his abs are concerned, his torso, he's got an ab crunch. He can go forward that far. He can go back that far. And he also has the dumbbell waist, so you can get all of that going on, which means you can get left and right, and you'll get your rotation there too. With his hips, he can do the splits like that. He's got the drop downs. Let me lift that up so you can see it. He can kick more than 90. Go back decently, of course. He's got the thigh cut, the double jointed knees going on there. And we also have the swivel there where the boot meets the leg. He can point his toe forward. He can get it that far up. He's got the ankle pivot and holes at the bottom of his feet. So Dice's articulation is a little bit inferior to Slice's, but not so much. It's just in certain ways. I guess technically they both have their shortcomings in certain areas. In fact, it's the same areas. In the shoulder area, they have their shortcomings. But that is that's the articulation scheme for both Slice and Dice. I've got Slice and Dice posed with their primary weapons. I call them their primary weapons simply because they actually have, from my readings, official moves, go-to moves, finishing moves, if you will, with these particular weapons. Dice, here on our right, when it comes to his bow staff, he has a technique that he employs called the Flying Dragon. All right, and Slice over here on our left, you see sporting the hat with the cape. I like that look, and the reason you see I'm not showing his full face is because if you look at any type of Ronin or ninja or karate kung fu movie with the guy wearing a hat like that, they got it so low that part of their face is covered. And I just figured that looks just straight up cool. But anyway, the known move that Slice uses with his hook swords, it's called the backhand scorpion slash. So there you have it. And they look pretty cool with their, like, these are their primary weapons. These are what they're known for, and they actually have named techniques. So what do you think about that? Here they go with their masks on and their secondary weapons, if you want to call them that. They look like they can do just as much damage as their primary. We've got Dice with his unmasked head on, and got them in different poses just to be able to segue into what we're going to be doing next. Over these last few years, Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series has put out a lot of ninja-themed characters, and we're going to take a look at them. And now enough of the troop building no name figures. Let's talk about some characters that are bona fide characters. Right now we have looking at Kamakura. Next up we've got Ralph Baducci, better known as Nunchuck, sporting those claws. And you knew you couldn't do ninja comparisons without bringing Storm Shadow in. And where lurks Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes is going to be far behind. And I had several different Snake Eyes, as anybody that's been following or collecting Classified Series knows. There are plenty of Snake Eyes to choose from, plenty of them. But for this review, I decided to go all the way back to number 2. That was his designation. That's his number on the sides of the boxes. As you guys know, that Classified Series does the numbering system. And the wild thing about Snake Eyes is that he was 2 of the first 3. He was the very first Classified Series was a 00 exclusive of basically the same figure here, but with crazy weapons. It was in an all-out dojo kind of display. It was crazy. And then this was the second, number 2 in the line. And now last, certainly never least, bringing up the rear, we have quite possibly, the greatest covert operative / ninja in the history of G.I. Joe lore. Courtesy of the Hasbro Selfie series, I present to you the Ruckus. I affectionately refer to him as Ruck Eyes. So, to close it out, and yes, this was a long one, but I hope it was worth it for all you guys that stayed and rocked with me to the end here. Only got about another 2 minutes to go as I close out. Thanks for that anyway. What do you guys think of Slice and Dice, part of Ninja Force? This is, for me, what do I think? In conclusion, summarizing, chalking it up, this 2-pack is banging, straight up, top to bottom, front to back, start to finish. This set is absolutely banging. Both characters, both figures look great. I love the designs on both. Slice coming in hard and crazy with the accessories. It's something else. Dice, even though he did not get the lion's share of the accessories, what he did get is nice, and his design is equally as nice as Slice's. He did come away with 2 additional head sculpts, though, so there is that. The designs of the weapons look very nice, especially in Dice's case. As far as Slice is concerned, yes, he came with the lion's share of the weapons, and I do love them, but they're molded all in that plastic look in gray, which is the one downside as far as the accessories go. The other downside is the articulation in the shoulder area. For Slice, he's got butterflies, but they're effectively useless because of his they're basically armbands. They're like tricep bands. They look good though. So we sacrificed articulation for aesthetics. I'm not mad. A little disappointed, but I'm not mad. As far as Dice is concerned, he didn't come with butterfly joints. But his shoulder sleeves, if you will, they are part of his shoulders, so their design makes it renders doing a 360 kind of ineffective, and of course you can scratch coming across the body. It is what it is. But other than that, this set is banging. Got a couple ninjas. You saw from my comparison segment that I'm really enjoying the whole ninja aspect. It's definitely going to take up a space on my detolf in the man cave, and you already see I've got them all posed up for that, so you know what time it's going to be with that. As far as time, it's time for me to get up out of here. Before I do, though, you know what you got to do down below. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Slice and Dice, about all these ninjas and what have you. And are you going to pick it up when this 2-pack becomes available? Once again, I got this at Comic-Con back in July. That's why I got it early. So I figured I'd bring it out. I should have brought it out a while ago, but I've been having, I'm not going to get off into it. It's out now. So there you have it. Or at least I brought the video out to you guys now. So with that note, Slice, Dice, Ninja Force, GI Reviews, The Ruckus. See you next time. Peace.